People say that hate is a strong word, but I think it's a common one. People love to find reasons to hurt or insult each other. They are so quick to hate whenever someone has a different or opposing view. It's so much easier to just ignore someone based on their ideas, rather than make yourself vulnerable and listen to what they have to say. It's way easier to make yourself feel better by villainizing the other side. We are surrounded by this anger. If you turn on the news, you'll find hundreds of arguments with people just insulting the other side, slandering their character and who they are as a person, rather than trying to come to a rational conclusion. People put down and disrespect entire groups of people based on one thing. They think differently than I do. They believe something else. They act differently from me. They aren't like me. They are my enemy. Hatred pulls our attention to all the things we dislike about a person, while simultaneously blotting out all of their good qualities. We look at them, and we can only think of all the ways they've wronged us. We forget the things that we have in common. We paint a negative picture of them in our minds. Instead of having forgiveness or seeing it from their perspective, we villainize the other side. The more evil or horrible they seem, the easier and more justified we feel when we hate them. We distance ourselves from them. We never come back to try and understand. We surround ourselves with things that agree with us. We watch news channels that state what we want to hear. Social media shows us what we want to see. We sit in this echo chamber of resentment without ever seeking the other point of view. We don't grow in these types of environments. Hate only builds upon itself. We spend all of our time coming up with different ways to prove the other wrong, to finally show what they are about. We might have a perfect comeback to something they say. We might gossip behind their back to tarnish their name. We hold all these perfect, flaming arrows of hate in our hands, waiting for that perfect moment to use them, to get back at the other, maybe even to get revenge. We hold them and gather them, allowing our fiery anger to grow and grow, not realizing that we are burning ourselves. For a large part of my life, I let my anger control me. At one point, I was mad at someone close to me. I was hung up over one single mistake they had made in the past, and that caused me to misinterpret everything they did. I was so quick to get angry with them. Any mistake they made, I would find a way to make myself a victim. I let my bitterness build up whenever I was wrong. I would talk behind their back to others, complaining how they did something that hurt me. Complaining felt nice for a bit, but over time it began to affect me negatively. My anger continued to grow towards them. Every time I would see them, I would be filled with dread. My anger and hate had blocked all of my ability to have an open mind and to learn the reason behind their actions. One day, we were sitting in a parked car and ended up in a deep conversation. Instead of trying to find ways to be hurt or attacked, I decided to listen. The only sound in that car was their voice. They spoke to me with vulnerability, looking beyond the windshield and out toward the world. They opened up to me about what they had been going through, how they were trying their best to be positive despite all the pain in them. They explained their perspective on all the small mistakes I had gotten into. The air felt stagnant as they continued to speak. I felt an awful realization crash in my mind. What was I doing? How could I get so caught up in hating someone I so deeply cared about? Why did I so foolishly waste my time searching for moments to be angry? Hearing their side of the story showed me how similar we were. Hearing their perspective made me realize how blindly I had hated. Hearing their words made me realize how much I care for them. Sometimes it's hard to remember that each of us have our own individual lives. All of us are living life, but we are all living it differently. Each step you took in the past, every decision you made has led up to this moment. The relationships you have now, the way you think. We are all taking the exact same steps in the exact same spots. We are all seeing things the exact same way. we would all think the same. It's beautiful that we don't. It's beautiful knowing that we all have different perspectives and different ways of thinking. Hate hides the good things about people. However, if we can take time to stop and understand the perspective of the other, we can begin to treat the other person with respect. We can have arguments that try to reach an overall truth and agreement without insulting each other. We can treat each other with love. We go to a school where brotherhood is the foundation of all its morals. So grow in love rather than hate. Be different from the world around you. Be that person that loves others regardless of their beliefs. Be the one who is grateful for new ideas and perspectives. Rejoice in the fact that we don't think exactly like one another. That we can have conflicting ideas and still respect and love the other person. Be the one that cares so deeply about the other that it pains you to see them struggle. Luke 6:27-28 says, "But to you who are listening, I say, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you." Gentlemen, be slow to anger. Be even slower to hate one another. Have an open mind and be patient with one another. Appreciate the fact that you are loved and spread that love